University students should be aware of what is going on in Singapore, but refrain from taking sides or using the Students' Union as a platform for political expression. This was what Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan, Minister for Environment and Water Resources, said on Friday at the Union Forum organised by NUS Students' Union and NUS Students' Political Association. Dr. Balakrishnan was NUS Student Union's president in 1981.
It is important for young Singaporeans, which you all are, to be aware of what's happening in society. It is well and correct for you to invite politicians to campus. It is part of education. But you don't need to take sides.
Approximately 100 undergraduates got together to discuss the role of the union in NUS.
The role of the union is basically to be a representative for the student population and in safeguarding their interests and welfare. That's the main role of the union.
I think the role of the union is first and foremost to represent the interests of the students, and we must always ensure that whatever the students need as they change along the years have to be met and fought for.
The union is constituted in such a way so that it will not engage in politics beyond the campus. But the union is responsible for promoting the interests and the welfare of students. Now, if you take a broad definition of the interests and welfare of students, I think you cannot avoid having to deal with this difficult issue of political involvement and activity. What you do have to realize, however, is that the union is not a political party. If you want to engage in political activity on the ground, there are political parties for you to join. The union and the way it is constituted and the way you are elected does not give you an automatic right for the union to take a political position or worse, a partisan position. And there's actually good reason for that. We want students in the prime of your life, at the time that your ideals are being developed, at the time when you're building networks, at a time when you're making sense of the world. We want you to discover as much as possible. So in other words, we want you to have the freedom to explore politics and its implications with a view to taking on responsibility for the future.
The 2-hour forum threw up a range of questions like whether union subscription fees should be on an opt-out basis and what channels the student union can use to push for student welfare. Do you think that the union is actually necessary?
Definitely. I think there needs to be a body, an elected body, that fights for student interests. And if not, nobody will hear this interest. Nobody will hear what the student population actually feels and needs at this time.
In my opinion, I think it is because you don't know what you don't know. And most of the time, the union actually, or at least the NUSU Exco, have this insight, or actually they actually can see things from a more macro perspective. And again, when you're a freshman, you enter, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what interests are there that should be actually safeguarded. So yes, there's still a need for a union and a representation for the student voice. Yeah.
I agree with what she has to say, but in addition, yeah, it's necessary because actually students don't really see what we have done so far. Like everything we have put in place, they take it as, they are supposed to have it and everything. But if you take away everything that we are doing, all the events that we have been promoting, all the bus rides, all our feedbacks to the school, without all this, I don't think there will be any avenue for students to voice out their feedback. So, yeah, they don't know what they have until it's gone. Yeah.